So Storm, how are you?
I am pretty good after, potentially losing millions of dollars. I feel like I'm all right.
I know my heart was broken watching all of that. I mean, you quickly became a favorite for me and so many others. So it was just heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, yeah, no, I did not see that coming at the end. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming in the end. Honestly, I'm not even sure Dixon saw that coming at the end, but yeah, here we are. So,
I mean, watching back, could you see signs then that it was happening? Or were you still like in the dark like us? Like, couldn't see
I
it.
mean, even watching it again, there was a couple of times where I was like, well, maybe that wasn't the best move. Maybe I could have done something better there. Maybe I just like didn't give him enough attention here. But ultimately, like I did a lot of things for Dixon. I helped him the sandcastle challenge when I let him partner with me. I actually helped him dig his sandcastle. I talked to him multiple times on the island to give him confidence boosters. I was his biggest fan in Temple that night. And so no, I mean, even if I did a couple things wrong, I feel like the good definitely outweighed the bad.
Is there anything you would have done differently now, knowing how it all played out, or were you happy with the game you played?
I was happy with the game I played. Yeah. If I'd known that maybe I was going to leave on episode 4, I might have tried to do some more kind of big and obvious actions in the first few episodes. I would have tried to make a bigger splash per se. But I mean, my plan was kind of sort of to try to remain low profile as I felt everybody saw me as a physical threat right when I got to the island, so that once I was on an alliance and I had people watching my back, I could then start to kind of ramp up my game. So I don't think I would change anything. I still do stand by my plan I had.
It was a pretty clean game that you played. Don't
Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't really deceive a whole lot of people, which maybe that was my downfall. Maybe I should have been trying to trick people more, but I didn't really deceive a whole lot. I didn't really stab anybody in the back. I was pretty honest with everything I said. And my group honestly was kind of like that. Looking back at it right now, the family's got two Survivor legends whose entire game is probably going to be based off of what they did on Survivor, which is backstabbing a little bit. So and then our team was mostly just regular people, and we were pretty against doing that. So it was kind of like a two forces, right? Good versus evil. But yeah, pretty clean game.
makes for great TV. And
Great,
then and
great.
something that came in was, Dr. Will coming in. And when I talked to Kamari and Ben, the banker's assistants, they were
Mhm.
saying how he was going to come in and shake things up. What was it like for you guys to suddenly see him pop up?
It was really interesting. So before I was on Deal or No Deal Island, I had been kind of interviewing for Big Brother, and I didn't really watch a whole lot of reality TV before, like I kind of got into this little world. But I was doing a little bit of research for Big Brother's sake. I watched like one season, and then I was looking up some of the best players that ever had done it, and I remember hearing about Big Brother Will, Dr. Will Robert, or Dr. Will, and uh, and I remember he coined the term showmance. I remember he came up with alliances, and he was just a reality TV star. So to see him kind of come on the island was a little surreal, but I knew exactly what he was capable of. So it was cool to see him. It was cool to hear him talk, and he's really just an interesting person in general. But yeah, it was a trip seeing him on the island. I think production didn't exactly know what they were getting in for with him. And if you talk to Kamari and Ben, candidly, I think they would have said the same thing.
Oh, they said that they were just getting ready for him to turn it into his game.
He did exactly that. Dr. Will came in there and was very, very loud.
So because you mentioned he coined the term showmance, and that has come up. How are things going with I was about to say MK and it's not, it's MG.
MG, yeah, not CK. No, not
Yeah.
CK. MG. Things are going pretty good with MG. I visited her a couple times in LA. Had an all right time spending it with her there, and she might or might not be coming to Austin sometime soon. I'll have to wait and tell you guys later. But yeah, things are going all right.
I mean, it's so cute. Were you going in, expecting anything like that to come out of it? Or was this
Uh,
something that just beautifully blossomed?
Whenever I okay, so I didn't expect to go into a reality TV show about winning money and find like a cute girl that was fun to hang out with on the island. However, whenever I was doing my interviews, the production team was kind of like, hey, what's your perfect girl like? What's she talk like? What's she sound like? What's she look like? And I do remember giving a description of, and I was kind of joking, kind of serious, tall, dark, and handsome. And so they got Letty, who's tall, right? Tall and handsome. Then they've got Maria Grace, who's dark and handsome. And so I thought that was really funny. I don't know if that's why they cast him like that or not, but I did specifically tell them that. So yeah, whenever we were on the boat that first day, I just started gravitating toward Maria Grace. And I think I still had a pretty good amount of game in mind, but it definitely threw me for a bit of a loop.
So is she the one that you've been rooting for now that you're out, we have no idea who's gonna win it yet. You do.
Mhm.
Don't tell us. But were you rooting on who, for MG to win?
Definitely was rooting for MG to win. I definitely was rooting for my alliance. I want Philip, Seychelles, Letty to go the mile too. Really, at this point, it was easier to choose who I didn't want to win. Dixon's pretty high up there, but no, I think that Maria Grace can definitely make it pretty far. She has a good shot. I think Letty obviously has a great shot. She keeps just dominating these competitions, and again, also somebody who plays a pretty honest game. So at those points or at that point, I was really rooting for them. I think I told Letty right before I left, I was like, "You can win this. Like you can go win this. Like go win this." And then I said the same thing to MG. So.
Yeah, I think Letty's one that I'm keeping an eye on right now.
hmm
She's good. So I do want to, so at the end, as Dixon was coming over to, I'm going to say full apologize because it really wasn't, any sort of apology. What was going through your mind when he said he was still going to come and visit?
Time and place, Dixon. Time and place when you're gonna come up to me and be like, "Hey, I just might have kicked you off a show that could have changed your life forever, but I'm definitely gonna come and still visit you in Austin. We're gonna be boys, all right?" I was like, Dixon, I need you to go like maybe step 5 feet away from me right now. Not only did you just kick me off the island, but you blindsided me, and I've been getting ridiculously excited for you this entire night in Temple, which I feel a little foolish about now. But at that point, I was like, whatever, the decision's been made. I will take it to the chin, walk out with my pride. So,
You handled it all with grace,
hmm
all of it.
hmm
Like you did. Like there was certain reads on your face that I would just like, oh, he's pissed and he has a reason to be pissed, but bravo for not kicking off.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I remember I was so confident that I was fine and that I was pretty confident it was going to be CKHOs, but I was so confident that I was fine because of the reasons I listed earlier. And so I'm sitting there. I think I was joking with Letty a little bit about I don't even know. We joked a lot. I think something about my hair. And then when he said my name, I was like in shock. Like I was completely just frozen. I think I blacked out whenever I got up on stage and said whatever I said. And then yeah, next thing you know, I was walking under the arches out of camp and I was gone. And it happened so fast. And yeah, no, I mean, it was really good for TV, right? Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
it was a great episode, but I did not see it coming.
So what was your favorite challenge that you got to do?
The axe throwing has to be my favorite challenge, right? Like, I mean, the sandcastles were cool, jumping on the lily pads, falling around in the swamp, like those were all pretty cool competitions. But the fact that the perfect reality sort of situation happened, right? And I threw an axe and I missed, and I went back and I was down on myself, and everybody else has basically hit the target at this point. The only target left, of course, is my showmance. And then she gives me this perfect little massage, whispers some sweet nothings in my ear, and then the best throw in the entire day, stick it right in the middle, perfectly facing vertical. I mean, it was perfect. And then the crowd erupted, right? MG ran out there and hugged me and celebrated with me. It was perfect. Like I didn't do great at the axe throwing, don't get me wrong. So like that aspect, whatever, maybe wasn't the most fun thing, but that whole scene, the whole just like excitement and energy after I hit it was awesome.
See, and that bit looked like it was all scripted, made for TV, and we just know it's not. Like this is reality.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the best part about it too, is because I was actually there and I remember hitting that and thinking, oh, nobody's gonna think this happened. Everybody is gonna think this is scripted or they chopped this up right, and that is exactly how it happened. It was my last throw, and I was actually kind of worried then. And then Dr. Will kind of prompted MG to go out there and say something, thought it would help, regardless, it'd be good for TV. and it did. And then the act stuck, and I mean, it was just perfect. It was so perfect.
So you've mentioned you were interviewing for, are you looking at Big Brother and now Deal or No Deal Island. What other reality show would you love to go on?
I like a lot of the NBC reality shows, right? Like CBS, I know that's Big Brother, and that was what I originally had reached out for, but the casting directors were the same. A lot of people tell me that I should do the challenge. A lot of people tell me that I should do Survivor, and a lot of people tell me that I would be all right on Love Island. I don't know about Love Island. I kind of like the competition games. Maybe if they let me bring MG, I'll go on Love Island. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the first couple of competitions, I really didn't get a chance to show like fully what I'm capable of. There was no super physically enduring tasks that I was able to just dominate other people in. So I would like to go somewhere and actually compete and show what I can do. So really, I'd say I'd lean more towards those kind of reality TV shows, Challenge Survivor, things like that. Um, but at the same time, I did like my showmance, right? Love Island is kind of built completely around that. So if there was maybe a couple's showmance thing or other reality TV showmances, and they did a special thing in Love Island, I would put my name in that hat.
Or The Amazing Race? Get MG to join you with that one.
The Amazing Race, I think, yeah, okay. MG was actually talking to me about that. The Amazing Race, we would love to do 100%. I think she was thinking we should make a pitch to the network about that. Say the people
Oh,
want
yeah,
it,
I'll
guys. Like,
join in
let
on
us on the
that.
show.
Well, thank you so much. That is all the questions I've got and all the time I've got. But
Mhm.
I am heartbroken for you. I really am.
Yeah, I was sad and pretty bummed out, even watching it again, even when I knew what happens. But I don't think I would change anything. One, because Dixon's face lit up like a Christmas tree whenever that case opened, and I mean, I was genuinely happy for him, and I still am. But two, I don't think I could take away the perfection of that episode. The forming of showmance, right? The perfect accent, the perfect gameplay, and then boom, ending the showmance with a great big move by Dixon. I mean, it was fantastic.
Well, thank you so much.